Good morning, class. Hope and pray you all are safe and healthy. Today we will do chapter number 11, The Signal 2 of English Reader. The Signal is a short story written by Svelo Mikhailch Garshin, a famous Russian writer. His beliefs were evident in his works. He expressed his love of beauty, his hatred for war, and all that is evil in his works. He believed in peace and prosperity. Garshin's first short story, 4 Days, depicts the uselessness and cruelties of war. He wrote around 20 short stories. Now I am going to explain main events of the story The Signal Part 2. In first part of the story, we have read that Semyon, who was earlier an assistant to an army officer, got job of a track walker. Vasily was his neighbor. He was having dispute with the inspector regarding planting cabbages. One day the chief came there for inspection. He talked with the inspector about Vasily regarding last year's matter. After 2 hours of the chief's visit, Semyon went to take rounds. There he saw that Vasily was holding a stick and a small bundle on his shoulders. He was looking very pale and disturbed. He told him with difficulty that he was going to Moscow to the head office to complain against the chief because he slapped him regarding issue of cabbages. Means when Vasily tried to complain against the inspector to the chief, instead of listening him, the chief slapped him. So now Vasily was going to Moscow to complain against him. Semyon tried to calm him, saying that he would not improve anything, means no authority will listen his complaint against the chief and the inspector. But Vasily wanted to complain against the inspector and the chief. He told Semyon that his wife would take care of his hut and other things. He was planning to go Moscow on a goods train. Semyon had learned to make flutes when he was a young boy. In his spare time, he used to make flutes and sold them in town. One day, after inspecting the tracks, he went to the forest to cut some reed sticks. When the sun was setting, he started walking towards his home. On the way, he heard clang of iron striking iron. He was aware that in that section no repair work was going on. Now he was a little worried. He saw that a man was occupying on the bed line and was doing something. He thought it must be someone trying to steal nuts, etc. He saw that the man was holding a crowbar and he had loosened a rail. Semyon was unable to cry because that man was his neighbor Vasily. It shows that no one listened Vasily's complaint against the chief and the inspector. So, to take revenge from the authorities, Vasily planned to damage the rail. Simeon asked Wesley to come back and help him to repair the rail, but he did not look back. At that time, a passenger train was due. Simeon had nothing to repair the rail or stop the train. Thinking about the lives of innocent passengers, he started running towards his hut to bring something to stop the train or to repair the rail. He was only a few hundred feet away from his hut when hooter of a factory struck 6 o'clock. He became restless as within 2 minutes train number 7 was due. He prayed to God to save those innocent passengers. He became restless to imagine the accident. He prayed to God to guide him and save the lives of innocent passengers. Now that was impossible to run to his hut and come back in time, so he turned back. Because of running, now he was exhausted and unable to run further. The train was coming nearer and nearer. Suddenly, one idea came into his mind. He took out a cotton scarf from his cap and drew his knife. He made a cut on his left arm above the elbow. He soaked his scarf in the blood and tied it to the stick and stood with his blood-stained flag. Now train was in sight and it was impossible to stop the train. He had cut his arm very deep. Up to that moment, Simeon was not able to stand. He prayed God for his mercy. He dropped his flag and fell unconscious, but that blood-stained scarf did not fell down. A hand held that flag. Luckily, the train engineer saw that and the train was stopped. Many people came down. They saw that a man was lying unconscious on the track. Means they saw Simeon lying unconscious on the track, and they also saw another person standing beside him holding a blood stained rag on a stick. Vasily, who in anger and to take revenge from authorities damaged the rail, finally realized his mistake and hold the flag to save the lives of innocent passengers and his friend Simeon. Now he was feeling sorry for his mistake and he was asking for punishment. Class, read this story carefully and try to do its exercise. Learn word meanings, name of chapter, and name of author also. Thank you and have a nice day.